Hi, my name is Sam Taha. I'm a family doctor in Ontario, and I've been a long distance cycling for more than 10 years. The lowest temperature I cycled in the last 12 months was minus 10 Celsius, and for a average one-way commute of about 56 kilometers. Today I'd like to talk about weatherproofing yourself for cold weather and winter and also summer. Our main focus though will be winter, and we're going to talk briefly about summertime. As a reminder, I should tell you that this is a guideline based on my own experience with cycling and should not be used or interpreted as a fail-proof method to weatherproofing in general, especially cold weather. I also like to tell you that you have to take your own responsibility in interpreting this guideline, and I am not responsible for any injuries, accidents, including deaths arising from watching this video. As you can imagine, people's experiences differ based on their own physical tolerance, their skills, and knowing their body. A common observation I have is that I see folks sweating, huffing and puffing, cycling in cold weather, and wearing heavy clothing. And I can tell you, I don't think they're necessarily physically intolerant, but they're just too warm to cycle, especially if they're putting an effort in cycling. For example, moderate to high intensity exercise. So based on my experience, I'd like to categorize cold weather cycling in terms of weatherproofing into two categories. So let's get started. So the first category is what I would call very cold, windy days. It ranges temperature wise between a minus 10 Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. And this is when you have light to moderate wind. And for the sake of this discussion, I would define light wind as anything less than 19 kilometers per hour wind speed, and moderate wind is anything between 20 to 40 kilometers of wind speed per hour. Included in this category is also temperature ranges from 4 to 10 degrees Celsius with moderate wind speed. The second category is what I would call cool, calm days, and they range between 4 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees, usually with a light wind speed, or ranging in temperature between 10 degrees to 16 degrees Celsius with moderate wind speed. I did not include other temperature ranges or wind that is more than 40 kilometers per hour, just because I think riding in these conditions requires a lot of experience, and it could be treacherous and not enjoyable for beginners or casual riders. So for the very cold, windy days, I usually use a head cap. An example would be this one. This head cap, as you can see, is thin, and it can easily fit under your helmet. It can also cover your ear if you pull it enough. You can also wear a little bit thicker one, but then you have to adjust your helmet straps. And in very extreme weather, especially if you're vulnerable to cheek chilblains, you can use this head cover with only eyes showing. You know, this would be more comforting in conditions like that. For your eyes, you can use goggles, although I don't prefer goggles if there is a precipitation in the weather, like snow or rain. It just gets dirty and then you can't see nothing unless you're cycling in conditions where there are lots of trucks on the road and slushy roads, and basically at risk of having rocks thrown at you, at your face, and dirt. They will be useful protecting your eyes. The other item is very important for your top. This is a base layer. So a base layer is made of synthetic fabric. And this is much better than cotton. I do not recommend cotton. For simply, cotton will conceal the sweat and will prevent you from perspiring, and then you get too sweaty, and then eventually you'll get cold. This one will give you enough insulation plus allow you to sweat it out, as they say. On top of that, you're gonna wear the windproof vest. It's full sleeve, as you can see, also made of synthetic fabric, and that's really more than enough. Do not get waterproof for these unless there is rain that is more than just a little drizzle. The reason behind that is waterproof will also conceal your sweat and will make you very uncomfortable after a while cycling, especially if you're going very long distance. So that would be better for sure. Remember, with synthetic fabric, make sure if you machine wash it, do not use high heat. Always use cold or semi-warm temperature settings. Otherwise you'll destroy the fabric. And for the legs, this is an underpants, very useful, also synthetic. And this is on top of that, which is a cycling legging, also synthetic, windproof. It's very essential because if your legs get cold, you will not have enough power to push the pedal. That will keep your legs warm, and then you can push. For your feet, you're gonna wear thermal wool socks, and I usually use one pair on top, thermal wool socks, and in the bottom I usually use the standard hiking socks, especially if there's extremes in the weather. For your hands, you can use this heavy duty waterproof insulating gloves. These are the same ones used with snowmobiling. They're very warm, and do not use regular skiing gloves like that. That's not enough to insulate your hand in very cold weather. Last, I'd like to talk a little bit about cycling shoes. This is my preferred cycling shoe style. This is called the walkable clipless cycling shoe. Is used usually with mountain biking, but I use it same way with road cycling. I actually don't do mountain biking a lot. This is mainly I do it for road cycling, and this is very useful. It clips on your pedal. It gives you extra power, stability, and safety. I like this better than the other style, which I'll talk about soon, because it clips very easily in and out, and of course you can walk on it like as long as you want, as you can see, because the clip is basically below the level of the sole, inside the sole technically, right? The other type, which is this one, this is the road clipless shoe. As you can see, the clip sticks out. You cannot walk very long with this one, so I do not prefer that one. I actually just wanted to add that each style of clipless shoe will only fit its own category of clipless pedals. So the walkable will only fit its own category of pedals, and the road clipless will only fit its category of pedals, clipless pedals. Now for the cool, calm days, the same goes, but I would not include the following items. I would not go with any head cap. I would not go with a base layer on top. I would not go with underpants. and I would just use regular gloves. These are skiing gloves, more than enough. I also wanted to mention regular warm socks would be enough. Now, for the sake of this discussion, summer cycling is either temperature above 10 degrees Celsius with a calm wind, or a temperature above 16 degrees with moderate wind. And for summer cycling, it's really very easy. You can easily wear normal gym t-shirts like this one, normal cycling pants. They're also synthetic, both of them, like this one. They're padded, as you can see, for long distance cycling, right? And just normal cycling gloves, fingerless cycling gloves like this one. And that's for summer riding. You should also look at adjusting the scale based on your own level of exercise. The scale is not meant for people going on slow rides or leisurely rides. In situations like that, I would add few degrees on each scale. For example, the 4 to 10 Celsius scale will become 8 to 14 Celsius, and so on. Last, I would like you to experiment with shorter rides first and get to know your body and self better, and then build up from there. I think cycling is one of the most joyful, eco-friendly ways of travel, and it also keeps you healthy and in shape. Stay tuned for my upcoming video. We're gonna talk about items you need to carry on you for a long distance ride. Thank you for watching.